see the day, and the moon for make we see the night. The pork and the fish, now you make them all. Papa, you know we want rain God. Nobody not unlike you. All other gods, come and make God. Yeah, you know the only one, King of Kings. You picking the dog come, Papa. For praise your name, oh. You picking the dog come, Papa. For praise your name, oh, because nobody not like you. Not this whole dunya. You picking the dog come, Papa. For praise your name, oh, because nobody not like you. Not this whole dunya. Now you no more fit for praise. You don't do it for we, Papa. Thank you for what you don't do for we. Now you no more fit for praise. You don't do it for we, Papa. Thank you for what you don't do for we. Picking the don't come, Papa. For praise your name, oh, because nobody not like you. Now this whole dunya. You picking the don't come, Papa. For praise your name, oh, because nobody not like you. Now this whole dunya. Now you no more fit for praise. You don't do it for we, Papa. Thank you for what you don't do for we. Now you no more fit for praise. You don't do it for we, Papa. Thank you for what you don't do for we. Oh, you give him more for praise, man. Papa, you fit for praise. David, we any side we go. Thank you for everybody. You give him more for praise, man. Papa, you fit for praise. David, we any side we go. Thank you for everybody. Papa, you know God way not they fail. You yes, now you yes, and you know, now you know. You know we want great God yesterday, today, and so they go. Nobody not be by you, nobody not unlike you. Because you good, so we hate, Papa. We tell you thank you, oh God, for what you don't do for we. If you give it up, Papa, for president, oh, because nobody not like you. Not this whole dunya. If you give it up, Papa, for president, oh, because nobody not like you. Not this whole dunya. Now you no more fit for praise. You don't do it for we, Papa. Thank you for what you don't do for we. Now you no more fit for praise. You don't do it for we, Papa.
Good morning and welcome to yet another edition of the Epic Morning Show. Today is Wednesday, the 15th day of November 2023. And this morning on the show, we broadcast live from Hillcourt Road Studios on 99.3 FM. Don't forget to you can also watch we live on Slick TV on channel 37. And also you can listen we as well on Choice FM. Or you can watch we on Facebook at Epic Radio 99.3 FM. This morning on the show, we get for talk about budget credibility. Oh yes, this week you can rightly dub them as financial and budget week. That is very much important. Now, NACIT and NRA were cited in the latest budget credibility report by the Budget Advocacy Network. And away from just NACIT and NRA, waiting budget credibility in itself mean, and waiting at the impact the credibility of we budget as a nation, they get on the overall development and government expenditure in the country, because it's very much significant, especially that we are at a point, Usai, the Minister of Finance, just don't go lay the 2024 budget in Parliament. And it was deliberated. Some of the figures there are quite huge, quite ambitious, and significantly this time around, we're taking a slight turn because government want to focus more on revenue generation for able for at least halfway fund some of the activities them and things them we government intend for do. How then go able for go about that, and how budget credibility as a theme in itself connects to all of this. Now some of the things then we get for can talk about inside the show this morning. So don't go anywhere, stay with us. This is the Epic Morning Show, and I am James Fortune. Now this morning we message of motivation. It's about telling the truth. Oh yes. You don't ever be in that kind of difficult position wherein it seemed to you like say just telling a lie would be the easy way out, and just and go through the hurdle of saying the truth. You not just want do them. You just want to say a lie because it seems easier. Now it is exactly in such moments that the truth is most important, because this is the thing it does for you. When once you don't say the truth, it gives you freedom. You tell a lie, that moment it will get you out of the situation, but it is something that would haunt you. It's not something we get for day with you. I mean, you could sit on no more and you scared by yourself, and remember say, should I have just said that? Should I have said that? But then telling the truth at that precise moment that it is needed, it is always a pathway to freedom. And this is the thing. People may not always fully understand the situation as it is, maybe by telling the truth at that particular moment. But what it gives to you is the fact that though they not fully understand, or though they not fully even grasp your reasoning for doing what you did, or the way how you perceive a particular thing, they would respect you. They may not all at once accept it in a whole, but then the fact that you tell the truth at that particular time there in itself speaks to the kind of person that you are, rather than telling a lie at the initial stage and then later on in future you'd want to say the truth. Then the truth is meaningless. Yes, timing is also very much important when it comes to telling the truth. Something where you foretell me today and then you choose to tell me something different, and then 2 days afterwards you say, okay, well, because I be think say then was not convenient, now it's convenient. It is not the convenience of the situation. It wasn't convenient not for me, but it wasn't convenient for you because you were not bold enough, or you no want for dare enough. You just wanted the easy way out. So as you go out there today, you're doing a business, you drive keke, you ride bike, you work in an office, and you're facing a particular situation, and your clients are on your neck, and you need for deliver a particular thing. Just say the truth. Tell them the truth. Tell them the situation as it is. They would understand. Sometimes not immediately, but later on they would, because those ones that are meant to patronize that business, they would always come. It is better for you earn a reputation of than in somebody where they tell you things as it is, than earn a reputation of then if na black he could tell you say na red. It is always not a good reputation to earn as a liar. So go out there, speak the truth, and as it is said in the Bible, say the truth, and the truth will set you free.
Sierra Leoneans, what's the way to do for push this country go before? Wake up your body and do something.
System and the same problem.
So wait till we for do oh, we never there.
Wait for make this problem, yeah, so win.
Don't clean back home, me from with them.
The same old system and the same problem.
So wait till we for do oh, we never there.
Wait for make this problem, yeah, so win.
Tell me mama and me papa,
don't clean. Sister and me brother them, don't
In a world where only the sharpest minds survive, Cowbell Dairy Products is delighted to present the Cowbell Capucines Challenge, a remarkable inter-secondary school quiz competition that brings Freetown secondary schools together to compete for the ultimate prize. The theme for this competition is nurturing the spirit of patriotism through civic education. This isn't your average quiz. It's an extraordinary showdown of intellects and wits. Who will claim the coveted grand prize and of course those all-important bragging rights? Get ready for a whirlwind of challenging questions, exhilarating rounds, and moments that will leave you in awe. As if that's not enough, we have fantastic prizes like trophy, cash, and cowbell products up for grabs. It's not just a competition, it's a celebration of knowledge and talents. Mark your calendars for November 16 and 17, 2023 at the FPC Multipurpose Hall beginning at 9 a.m. sharp daily. Come cheer for your school, support your friends, and be part of the excitement. Cowbell Capucines Challenge, engaging hearts, equipping minds. Proudly sponsored by Cowbell. Cowbell, a creamy goodness.
Cowbell, a creamy goodness.
Okay, welcome back. Now, this morning, as I say in the introduction, we're talking about budget credibility. As sometime last week, Budget Advocacy Network, we in an organization primarily where they work on financially related research for ensure, say, it's a civil society organization for ensure prudence in terms of government expenditure and government management of we finances. We pull a report, and in that particular report, it was tagged as how credible is the government budget, an analysis of budget credibility for 2020, 21, and 2022. NACIT and NRA as key institutions were cited in that particular budget report. We therefore come look at why they were cited and then their significant role in all of that. But just before we come to that, let me just give a bit of context around budget credibility in itself. Now, budget credibility, an initiative we delve into government spending. For see USAI, governments, they deviate from the originally approved budget, and they investigate as well why then deviations then they occur, pinpointing specifically where and why government either underspend or overspend. Because important, because it's only through that now you're able to highlight the problems them in the public financial management system, and as well they're able to provide reforms them as and when it is needed. But let's look at why is budget credibility in itself important, yeah? If budgets are not implemented as how they're intended, this in itself, they directly impact when and how essential services them are delivered. And at the end of the day, then they can significantly undermine progress in addressing poverty, inequality, and a host of issues them where they occur in the country. Thus, it is important that a lot of thought is put into putting together the budget in itself, the ideas them, the figures them, where governments they put in there, and not just for put them there. As well important for the government get clarity as to how they get for able to raise the necessary resources that is needed for fund that particular budget day. Because if not, then at the end of the day, you would have an instance where it is either we're underspending or we are overspending. And all of this sits at a time that we're daring as a nation. New measures are being introduced by government, and a host of other factors them, how all of them, particular things then they get for affect citizens them. Thus, it is important that this week we're talking about finance, budgets, the new Finance Act of 2024 will come into effect next year, 2024. But those are the issues this morning that we'll be talking about, primarily budget credibility. And for discuss than the in-depth, I will be having in the show this morning Mohammed Ibrahim Ganawa, we are a senior economist for the Institute of Governance Reform, IGR, and Abubakar Tarawali, we are a public policy analyst na Budget Advocacy Network. And finally, you'll be having Lawrence Williams, we are the proprietor and managing editor for the Front Post newspaper. It is important that we're having all of these gentlemen with us this morning, and it would be an interesting one. Stay with us, don't go anywhere. This is the Epic Morning Show.
There's a better way. We Love, there's a brighter day.
Blood on lean back home, me come with them.
The same old system and the same problem.
So wait till we for do, oh, we never them.
Wait for make this problem, yeah, so win.
Blood on lean back home, me come with them.
The same old system and the same problem.
So wait till we for do, oh, we never them.
Wait for make this problem.
Okay, good morning and welcome back. This morning on the show, we're talking about budget credibility. Budget Advocacy Network pull out the reports. A week ago, we primarily talk about how credible is government budget, giving an overall analysis of the budget credibility taken from 2020 to 2022. So this morning on the show, I have Abubakar Tarawali, winner, a policy analyst in our Budget Advocacy Network. Good morning, Abubakar.
Good morning.
So, Budget Advocacy Network, una report. It's quite a thick one. Una deal with a wide range of issues in there. So, what is in there? How credible is government budget? That's the question.
Well, thank you very much. That's a very big question. And myself go gladly explain to Famble them. What's not the issues that we look, we consider for ask the question, how credible is the budget? Basically, the report, we use the PEFA Assessment Framework 2016, and specifically, we use 3 performance indicators. Performance indicator 1, they look at the expenditure outturn. This they look at the aggregate level, almost government they spend compared to almost government they approve. And you get again the expenditure composition outturn. Meaning, apart from the aggregate, the subdivision, okay, for example, almost government they approve, almost actually then they receive and almost then they spend in actual fact. So this is not the performance indicator number 1. Performance indicator, number 2, now they look at the revenue composition outturn. Now the various ministries, departments, and agencies, how then they spend the country in couple. Then performance indicator 3, they look at the revenue outturn, meaning at the aggregate level. Government, every time they get a macro fiscal forecast, within they do, this they put together the Ministry of Finance, the National Revenue Authority, Statistics, and even IMF plus World Bank, where then they look at the projection, almost as a country, we get for getting at the resource envelope. So again, because you look at the aggregate, we also assess the revenue composition outturn, meaning how the various revenue perform. In other words, the total revenue government, they say, would they hit this, and almost able for hit over the years. So, but because now a period of 3 years, at least for let you score an A in terms of the revenue outturn, if you don't get 2 out of the last 3 years, we score above 75%. So now 2 of the last 3 years, we forecast right, because the NRAB, they hit their targets. Sometimes they even exceed. except for 2020 because of COVID-19. But now, inside the game day, now the performance indicator 1 and 2. Because, say, each time the government they prepare the budget, then they run at a deficit, meaning not all the money where they plan, say, then they spend inside the appropriation bill, they at hand for spend. But again, even at that level, the money where they say then they spend, some ministries, departments, and agencies, they spend above what Parliament approve. Whereas some ministry, department, and agency, out of which then they give them, they know they spend reach 50%. So if you look at the report, now the areas and they will focus on, because for a budget credible, one, it will be in line with what the law say. And the Public Financial Management Act it clearly stipulates how for raise the revenue and how for spend them. And if there is any cause within the year for you move a budget line to another, either because what you been budget for, sometimes development partner don't come, you don't solve them, then the fund sits with you. You now feel say you go better utilize that resources elsewhere where it will also impact national development. The law say if you take that particular aspect to Parliament, now then for approve. But when you look at that over time, this environment process will not be happen like the way the law describe them. I make finance some time ago, then tell you certain ministries and they spend above routine, they allocate, give them. But then Parliament for don't act in that state because now then they approve the budget. So even if you get a cause for shifts any expenditure line to another, that process if I go back now Parliament and Parliament for look into the merits before ever you go be free for do so. So that is what we don't put inside the report for the period 2020, 2021, and 2022. And again, this is not just a follow-up because we don't do the first study from 2017 to 2019. We cover the same assessment method. But the only difference, the PEFA framework we use in the first assessment, now the 2016. And now the 2014 now will be used in the first assessment. This second one now, the 2016, will be for do well in terms of the revenue because actually, like I said, 2 of the last 3 years we hit the target.
Yeah, we can't come in depth into the revenue aspect for them, but I will just hold you there and come over to Ganawa. Abubakar just mentioned something. It's quite interesting, because Unatu, yes, with Abubakar, we deal with the retrospect, and with you, I want for we look further. The 2024 budget, the Minister of Finance already present them. You've seen the figures in there. They're quite big. It's quite ambitious. And primarily, government hope for raise money. The way how they hope for finance that particular budget, now through robust revenue generation. Do you think the approach is right?
Good morning, listeners and viewers. So I think, the question where you ask, straight jacket answer on it. The approach might be right, it might be wrong. But I think may take on the 2024 budget in terms of the revenue mobilization stride where government want to undertake, where in most of the taxes they would may move as a result of COVID, they don't decide for come with them back, like on cement, rice, etc. So now that they don't come with anything here back, they cry out there about the impact on the lives of the people of this country. So I think it's something that has to do with the implementation, how it is going to be rolled out. Because looking at the figures as they are, in terms of the impact, I think in the short term, it get for impact on citizens and seriously, because we know we get a country where business people always look at opportunity for exploit. So if they are looking for opportunities for exploit, and already it is crystal clear in the budget saying that we are increasing this to this from 5 to 10, from 10 to 20, it simply means that government wants plenty money. Even though one economist, we strongly believe, when you overtax people and when you make them so burdensome, it end up for creates a tight space for people in the private sector. And at the end of the day, the social contract where you sign with the people of a country, we now for ensure so you give them a better system go be challenged significantly. So in terms of the revenue mobilization, domestic revenue mobilization, I think say government, I don't know the level of consultation, but I think say we get some lacunas them we need for be addressed before the implementation.
Okay, because that brings me to something else. You mentioned about COVID-19. We know say it was a period where government be need for tightening belt a lot because it was not just here, it's a global situation. And you get other significant factors then, such as the war in Ukraine, and now you get the war in the one with Israel and Palestine as well. These are all factors where they affect financial issues right across the globe. Do you think we're totally out of that yet? We're done with COVID-19. They don't present their reports, they don't done. But in terms of the timing now, introducing all of those taxes, do you think we're fully recovered? Businesses are now in a position for able to fit into all of these plans?
Basically, when you look at the tax system, way they do so, they are part of the recovery now. Government in revenue mobilization, we don't go down. During 2020, we'll get a uplift again. And then say the only way they go for manage the expenditure now for increase the level of revenue mobilization for match, so that when it comes to even debt financing for the budget, as Tawali be mentioned earlier, we get for ensure say with a system now we will get plenty couple in terms of revenue mobilization that will reduce the debt way country go for go take in terms of financing the other components we donors them. We partners, they're not able for help in covering that space. Okay. But one thing that is key here is, for a country like Sierra Leone, you should always be careful with the component of tax. Because the business people, they are just like an intermediary. What they do, people want to consume. We still have to consume. We still have to buy cement because we want to construct roads, we want to construct our houses. We want for bill. So because we want for do them things here, it means say we still get for consume. But what thing happen to the business person? If you say the tax don't go to 20%, what thing they do is they transfer them back to the citizens of the country. And watch the issue of the expenditure components under the wage bill. In as much as the wage bill is high, but look at how much are they paying unions. So at the end of the day, all of them things here, the ripple effect, they come back on Sierra Leoneans. So I think say, in saying whether the businesses are ready for the tax or not, I think the question should be, are Sierra Leoneans ready for it? Are we ready for the pressure? Because let me take a case study here. You're a businessman. You sell cement, iron ore. Then they increase tax. Now, and tax will they increase, not they make you not do business again. You must find ways. You get debt financing. You want a bank take loan and increase on your capital, and still come with your cement, your iron ore. Like the case study is. Okay. But at the end of the day, nothing will be used for the buy 10 loan. Because tax the increase on them, definitely you don't go sell and 10 loan again to me. Now you go choose for sell and 15 loan. And me where they buy them, when you look at all ramifications, my salary more or less than at the same position for the past 2-3 years. So, but I still want for consumer. Okay. So the pressure they did so much on us because now indirect tax at the end of the day they happen like not on one way pay as you earn. I get 10 loan and then cut 10%. I get for give and 10 cents. Not that's not the case. In this case, it affects we significantly. Now that's make us say in terms of looking at tax, IMF they push for so much of domestic revenue mobilization, and we get to targets to GDP. We want forget by 2030. But all of them strides here, we government they make, we for always be very consultative so that at the end of the day, we're not going to try for create something here for raise revenue, and at the end of the day, the impact on the citizens, when they really deserve, become problematic.
Okay, Abubakar, on NRE from 2020 to 2022, as una indicate inside una report, how would you look at them in terms of their role? Because they are quite significant when it comes to revenue generation. How NRA do, how significant they move from, waiting at the differences from the time we government waive taxes to the time we come back and then, yeah.
Okay, so you talk about the revenue performance.
Exactly.
Over the time. So when they look at 2020, let me get a target of the original target now be 7. Okay, are they talking new loans?
Okay.
7,113,664. But then we only able to raise 6,275,998 loans. So if now in terms of the old loans, now billions we talk about. In that 2021, the NRA they exceed the target. Because the original target now be 8 million. That are they talking in terms of new loans? 138,032 loans. But then we end up for is 8,432,339 loans. Inside 2022, the original target now being 9,942,973 loans. Then we end up for is 10,094,053 loans. So meaning 2 of the last 3 years, NRA do well. And in terms of percentage, this now 92% and 116%. We mean say them they do well in terms of raising the revenue. But Mark, you say 2020, the revenue, the growth, the salon economic, it been contract by minus 2.2%, meaning that 13% of our GDP we lost some. Inside 2021, because the restrictions then we don't calm down, the social movement, the other things, and the government they plan for recover early from the shock, the COVID-19. So if I now say you see the difference as they go up significantly to 4% of economic growth. Some can say 4.1. And so inside 2021, inside 2022, we drop again to 3.5% when at the gross domestic product. Meaning that immediately after we recover from COVID-19, the shock as a result of the Ukraine-Russia war, because say most of we product we bulk grains, we fuel, but they get elsewhere. For instance, we fuel, and they go by now Sweden. The distance from Sweden to here is very long, and at that time the storage facility in a salon, it only they last for 2 weeks. So this means that every 2 weeks and they buy fuel. So this impact a lot in terms of the commodities where we they use as a result of for produce energy, for food where they eat, inflation go up, on all these impact the economy. So, but what to make we score A, even though we get 2 of the last 3 years, right?
Because that's just the question I be want for us. Because initially you say if we get 2 out of the 3, then there's a possibility for we get A.
Yeah. Well, 2 things are responsible for this. Number 1, 2016 get a new model where they include, say, if you classify the revenue not only by tax and non-tax. Salon get a manual where they call the GFS, 2014. They say we go strictly by that manual. And like you say, all these tools they use in a salon, IMF tool, even the PEFA, IMF tool. So because PEFA take that assessment very serious, and by the way, the whole world, now PEFA are the only credible way where they assess the country in public financial management system. All the countries where they on the PFM, now the PEFA that they use for assessment. So 2021, they assess with PFM performance. They come up for score the same as this one we do for 2020 to 2022 because Salon not begin use that model date. And again, the model they compel Salon government for report on donor funding.
Okay.
When you look at the budget, even if they report on donor funding, it's not disaggregated. And so transparency and accountability means you foresee waiting come up to the bulk figure.
Okay.
You understand? You know, just can't tell me say every credit we are 50 billion you worth. how waiting compose the 50 billion, and call disaggregated, you understand me?
I'm sure Sierra Leoneans are already familiar with that term, disaggregated data.
Well, for the one that will not understand, like me own Ganiso,
Yeah.
now that's a mean. So, Salo not be they do, they not be they report the international funding in that way. And the other thing we militate against we na NACIT. Because the social security contribution is supposed for they as part of the figures. But all the time we read the budget, NACIT contribution, not they.
Okay.
If they measure them, now just on the contribution side, you understand? Where maybe waiting coming in aggregate form. So now, for levy pass and score A, we need for clear all their setup there.
Okay.
Because that had a slight improvement from the 2021, but even at that, you know, for score B, because then three factors there so now they're responsible for less salon up. I mark you say, if we get a right with the PFM assessment, this is an open door for more direct budgetary support from international partners. And again, it puts me in at the map because then get always, after the PFA assessment, we also get another assessment we call the open budget survey.
Okay.
Then about the same way to look at one, citizens' participation in the budget, like Justice Billy Talk say, the impact of the policy they are so now on the ordinary citizen. But when we the plan, we know they include them.
Okay.
So the OBS pinpoints say if we do the budget, like we don't care budget discussion, there is a space for citizens' participation by way of get there for put them burning issues where they want to let the budget address and how they want to let the government spend and couple.
Okay, when we
understand?
Yeah, we go come back to that particular point, then of course trail on the point on NACIT contribution. We're going for a short break. Stay with us, don't go anywhere. This is the Epic Morning Show.
Do you want to be your own boss? Or do you want to add more services to your business? Then look no further, because BNB is here for you.
What do you mean?
With BNB, you can now make money with just your smartphone. With the new revolutionary app, BNB POS, you can do remittance, bill payments, EDSA airtime top-up, and many more. All this from your smartphone, anywhere you want.
This sounds great.
That is not just all. The app also features real-time agent rebalancing and reconciliation.
Oh wow! But how can I get the BNB POS and start making my own money?
It's so simple. You can download the application on App Store or Google Play Store. Just search for BNB POS and download. Then call our customer service on 072 500 000, and within a short period of time, our agent will help you for the onboarding process.
Wow, no time to waste. Let me do this right away.
Oh yes, start making money today from anywhere in Sierra Leone. For more inquiries, contact our customer service on 072 500 000. With BNB POS, you shop now your pockets.
Una don't ready for the biggest enjoyment this Christmas? Join the biggest household name, the #1 radio station as alone, Epic Radio. They come with the biggest, the hottest, the finest, and the sweetest carnival title, all team mix carnival. So come and mingle with sober-minded people from different angles. Saturday, December 16th, the big carnival got take place. Now more don't blame feel. Jump 6 o'clock evening time, everything gonna begin. Come and chill with the favorite presenter. Come take a nice picture with all the biggest celebrity there. Come and party with the look finest DJ Wonder. Come move on DJ Butu, DJ Nice, and other well-qualified DJ and back for you. Come get the tickets now for 50 millions. Now Epic Radio within a 54 AOP control. So if you want for no more, tune to Epic Radio every day for more updates or follow we on social media for exclusive content and Goku surprise. Come and be part of this historical event. So join Epic Radio with all Team Mix Carnival. Epic Radio, so refresh, so creamy, so good.
In a world where only the sharpest minds survive, Cowbell Dairy Products is delighted to present the Cowbell Capucines Challenge, a remarkable inter-secondary school quiz competition that brings Freetown secondary schools together to compete for the ultimate prize. The theme for this competition is nurturing the spirit of patriotism through civic education. This isn't your average quiz. It's an extraordinary showdown of intellects and wits. Who will claim the coveted grand prize and of course those all-important bragging rights? Get ready for a whirlwind of challenging questions, exhilarating rounds, and moments that will leave you in awe. As if that's not enough, we have fantastic prizes like trophy, cash, and cowbell products up for grabs. It's not just a competition, it's a celebration of knowledge and talents. Mark your calendars for November 16 and 17, 2023 at the FPC Multipurpose Hall beginning at 9 a.m. daily. Come cheer for your school, support friends, and be part of the excitement. Cowbell Capucines Challenge, engaging hearts, equipping minds. Proudly sponsored by Cowbell. Cowbell, a creamy goodness.
Cowbell, a creamy goodness.
Okay, welcome back. This is the Epic Morning Show. If you just join me this morning on the show, we talk about budget credibility. A recent report by Budget Advocacy Network cites the National Revenue Authority and NACIT inside. And just before the break, Abubakar, we talk about the role way NACIT gave for play amidst this entire budget credibility thing. But now we've been joined by Lawrence Williams. Good morning, Lawrence, and welcome to the show.
Yeah, good morning.
Yeah, so I would come to you now. Abubakar and Ganawa don't talk a lot on the fiscal policy, the things, the contribution, those financial indicators, and all of those markers. I mean, but let's come down to the ordinary man. The mami where they sell na markets, the man within a family, and we necessarily no understand all of, no, may understand them, may not understand them, but necessarily not just care about all of their indicators and the way they care about. Now, let you go na market, let you buy pepper at a cost way reasonable, let you do so and do so. Now, governments, they take two approach, yeah? They want to embark on robust revenue generation and at the same time get ambitious projects them at hand. Do you think that such an approach at this particular time is the right one?
Now, there's several perspectives to that. Mm-hmm. One, government getting argument, and of course, we will feel say government arguments not plausible. We going to believe in. I mean, government, of course, IMF recommendation. This from the 5th and 6th review, what IMF been can do in 2021 or 2022, where IMF will recommend for an expansion of the tax bracket, introduction of new taxes as well, so that government be able to mobilize much revenue, particularly not necessarily for put them into the service sectors, social sectors like education, health, infrastructure, and blah blah blah, but particularly for make room for the pay debt, for service with debt. Now we public debt portfolio is about $3.1 billion as it stands now. Debt to GDP ratio, it will rise to about 96.3% according to World Bank Economic Updates for October 2023. And now, the Finance Act 2023, if you look at most of the taxes the way they did, most of the things the way government put inside that law, those emanated from recommendations of the IMF. Now, I mean, make IMF come and do the 7th and 6th and 7th review, or 7th or 8th reviews, we're able for pass. And I mean, make them even give it out $20 million. Now we see the budget where the minister presents in the parliament. They are into, well, they call us restoration of some taxes, tax restoration, but also sees introduction of new taxes as well. One of the things we don't take center stage now, this whole discussion, now the imposition, or shall I say restoration to borrow from government, restoration of the rice tax, 5%, we go for go to 10% by 2025. We also see 10% tax on cement, iron rod, and we also see tax, 5% tax on cooking gas. Now, for we the ordinary man, for we the popoliopo, this it mean a lot to it. Because government, they say, taxes not determine whether prices in the world markets they go, whether the rise of price get for go up. But even the statement of the where the finance minister read in parliament, where give the economic outlook, the global economic outlook, it is here and clearly they say the Russia-Ukraine war, they don't drive up energy and food prices, and the potential consequences of the Israel-Hamas fight can escalate prices further. Besides that, we are not a producing nation. We are a consuming nation. If you look we import cover, a far outweigh we export cover. That means the balance of trade gets huge deficits. I can't recall the exact figures as presented in the budget. But what it means is that when the importers, they are whether na CTC or whatever you get for countries, all of the expenditure, the cost price, everything, plus that 5% tax, everything could be factored into the selling price, plus the profit with them for making inside it.
Okay.
I don't do economics. I'm not an economist. But plain and simple, you do business, you get for sell for make profits. And if that is so, governments now introduce a tax on the staple food when we have not been able to produce substantially enough for even feed ourselves. There are several projects, the Tomabom Rice project, for example, where don't take about 2 years now, where World Bank and the government launched that project. Mind you, it's a World Bank Badia funded project of about $35 million. Cultivating rice in over 35 hectares of land.
Okay.
Today we will not see the produce from that place. Yesterday I was reading in the papers, one of the papers they talk say the project manager they say in 12 months time, Tomabom rice they become available. How many promises we've had concerning the Tomabom rice? At some point the ACC been get calls for do an investigation. They opened an investigation on that particular project because there were allegations of corruption and what have you. We don't know the outcome of that
Have
investigation.
they concluded yet?
Well, the ACC is not commenting on that. And of course, me get for rights to them this week using the right to access information law for request for information regarding the outcome of that investigation.
Okay.
Besides that, counter cooking gas. Now, if you say for make they use green solutions, what could they come off from charcoal and then other things and the way they affect the environment and with health, you have to make we can to them cooking gas and things then you they increase tax on cooking gas with the idea that it go boost local production. I wonder how that could be when we not even get the enabling environment for business system for thrive.
Okay.
I mean the tax on rice, the government say they ring fence for put an agricultural development fund, way for go towards farmers. But if government really want to support farmers, if government wants to support local farmers, let me say this. The police, for example, the company where they supply rice to police now, VIP. What did the police for do? Take that money, they cancel that contract because because the man in fact is not in supply. So no, let me just land. You they take that money now. There are farmers associations, credible farmers associations, up country. Gather them, work with the Ministry of Agriculture and other agencies. I mean, God forbid a tripartite approach, right? You give them that money, they cultivate rice for supply the police. Tell me if farmers are not going to be productive.
Okay.
But they award all of those contracts to companies. Them, in fact, when they count them money, then they convert and when they sell or then get the contract fees, convert it into dollars, and repatriate those funds in their countries of origin.
Ganawa, government argument in all of this don't be that all of them efforts there, so and all of these kind of strategy where they put in place, not to an end in themselves. They are all a means to an end. Meaning they are all one way or another connected towards getting Salone to that point, Usai, we're self-sufficient, we're able to raise enough revenue, and we're able to cross through that boundary, Usai. Small external shock now, we foresee the effects. And that has been the argument. This whole approach, of course, with the increased taxation, this one way Lawrence just they talk about, and the host of other methods that we government want for use now. Do you think those are workable strategies?
So as I already mentioned earlier, we problem as a country. I believe that's we have a problem of policy sequencing. When Lawrence talk, we not an economist. You see, all within the talk so is still their own policy sequencing. They say one for improve on productivity. So then taxes, these are funds that then go use for put into the different sectors so that will increase productivity. But let's be realistic to ourselves as Sierra Leoneans. Let me just look at the agricultural sector. The productivity of the agricultural sector has increased significantly in terms of rice production over the period. But how much are they selling a bag of rice, of locally produced rice? How much are they selling? It's far expensive than even the imported rice. So, but people want for it and say, if you find out saying now we country, don't know the buy now rice day, now people will get copper. You will not get copper, you know they even go closer to them. Then again, we say we want to get a situation where all of the fine things say when they do so. I keep on saying IMF now we government policymakers and they in between the people of the country and IMF. You have to satisfy IMF. And some of the conditionalities, in order for you to receive from them, you have to make sure you follow them. And some of them, you have to follow them hook, line, and sinker. You don't get for play around them. You just get for follower. Then you meet the target. They will then do the review. Or they can do the review. They call we always say they represent IGR. Most times, Bakar from Ban or Tawali, whosoever. We can go sit down and we get a review. If you find out say everything about them, now for make sure say revenue mobilization should be top notch. Which is fine. We won't forget a situation where we for able to generate money for take care of we bills them, we will not go get so much debt. And most of the money we collect, they find it and figures the way Tawali they mentioned here, we even they pass the target where NRA they set. Most of them funds there back they go to debt financing. So getting revenue is fine. But you know they just come and say they improve on NTR so. The agricultural sector, where nine we say now with the increase on rice, the tax on rice, so that them money will go put into the agricultural sector. This particular sector, now sector this way be to say government for they don't begin to make sure so they get some semblance of realistic and positive growth in our sector before you can put burden on the people of the country. Already, like cooking gas, way they mentioned, so would they buy it now the empty one, the small one, 220 leons, and new leons, we are 220,000 leons. Now, the moment they increase them, we business people enforce always look for places for exploit people. So the moment you increase and so, naturally the prices go up, even more than the increment we expect say they happen. Where somebody no need for study economics, some of them topics there you don't even need for study economics for know the impact. Because economics I keep on saying nothing where they happen fine. You don't need for tell person. Where they happen bad, you don't need for tell person because you feel in your pocket. But now we get in situations there we want for improved productivity in the country. What's in the structure? What are the framework with it? Because they improve on productivity by just getting these funds. And I'm telling you, most of these funds, even though they say that they're in fencer, we still get a pressure for service with debt. And most of these funds we are being forced. With debt to GDP is 88.6%. Very soon it will become unsustainable. So government no one follow each other situation where it will be unsustainable. So things they happen, they still get for they make sure say that they service them, that they service them. And most of them funds they are what they get. If really we know they service debt to that kind of level, I think say we know for they go to the rough edges so they go. And one other thing where I want to mention here. One thing where I think say even we as CSO or media and even government we think so for embark on now this issue of this with debt. Okay. I think so we need to get a way, just like it be happen under the EPIC, when are the heavily indebted poverty countries, they be able to reduce cancel their debts. And if not to that, all the efforts our government they do for increase revenue, we the people of this country, the ordinary citizens, and I get for dinner the bone in end, then they suffer. So I will go talk say we want for increased revenue mobilization on structures on already there. In terms of productivity, how much framework you know? If the framework send there for productivity, we didn't know. Okay. But we know they say and they will continue for put pressure. Where Tango reach for you people they can be use wood back. this green will reflect so they push towards. Even when you look at the budget, what's they dedicate to the sector. Now nothing not good for right home about. So you find out say most of the things that we do in with policy papers there, we just they play around things play with the language, so that at the end of the day it appear very fine at the eyes of people and we want for no eye appear.
Okay, Abubakar, I'll come to you. I really want to let you deal with two issues, but really quickly, because I want to turn the mic over to the listeners. Them one clear we look at if not increased taxation and all of these tight measures where governments they put in place. What else? What other option then get on the table? And maybe briefly as well, comment on the contributions of NACIT, where you really talk about just before we go for the break.
Okay, from the point of view of BAN, Budget Advocacy Network, we're not there against taxes. Because naturally, like Ghana was saying, taxes then get for the increase over time. But you get this rationale for say, kill somebody just because you have to enforce taxes. So in other words, incentives back can be a good notion. When they want for let you be productive, look at the copper. Nigeria then get the copper, right? Yeah, we get the student scheme, something.
Loan scheme.
No, that one the way they go volunteer, where they find experience.
Okay, National Youth Service.
It's a form of an investment where the government they do, so that when that person they don't qualify, he go come back and get to in country. So the same thing with taxes. If the person already poor, you say if you pay tax, the whole essence of tax they water down, because now then they take and say this is not a threat to survival. And by the way, if we not pay taxes, we know they develop as a country. But put the expenditure, the rationale behind the expenditure, and the benefit to the citizens they get. Now they the discussion center around over time. If like we raise the tax, not to debt they go pay. The citizen and they live under uninterrupted electricity, for example. You have to make telephone call, you afford for pay for your credit, you get strong internet, you begin to go to good schools, you get good road facility. Trust me, nobody know grumble about tax. But at the end of the day, when I go pay, I just look at the PI2, when at the composition, at the end of the day. Now, we say budget heads they don't increase over time. What do we mean by the budget heads? Ministries, departments, and agencies, where they give allocation, they increase with spending. So now, meaning that when you raise these taxes from supposedly average citizens, because if you go get a job and they pay you 4 million, after we pull all your bag of rice, is that you begin a lunch, waiting left. But you they pay this tax, hoping that you go see development. At the end of the day, you forget somebody where they ask questions. And not for asking questions, they're not the solution, the answer to that question. And I made the citizen and they say, okay, every developing country in a tax they made and develop. But the policy I use the tax revenue. Now in the big thing. If and also say from the hot tax war, we ever get a time where people then protest because they say tax. It happened when they introduced the ECR machines because the citizens they not be no say. In fact, the ECR machine good for them because if they go pay in a shop, where this shop you are supposed to pay GST, and the government get the means for no say this person don't sell, and if you actually pay, when that tax and go use develop. So this one is good for us because whether you know or not, that shop they don't take their own profit plus the GST. But at the end of the day, if that machine they no go pay that GST because the government no get any means for no. So but the people then feel say the tax will be against them. Rather than the government, the merchandise and the shop owners and they collect this tax, but they don't forget the government. So in a nutshell, they try for say, when they raise the tax, for overburden the taxpayer. And what I mean by overburden, if I not see benefit for paying taxes, I don't get incentive, then I'll go pay. Now come to the Munafa approach. The Munafa say, na business we register. And if they between medium and macro businesses. So if me a petty trader, I not get the threshold because for you are considered for be a small, medium, and macro enterprise. you get the turnover, whether they consider. So, whose policy will they do for the grassroots? Because this is the way government before don't give you an incentive. Then they give you this small support. So when you reach that threshold, you go be taxable at the end of the day. So now you know the government actually boost your business, but I for let you big so that you margin go able for contribute to tax, where government go get more turnover. But when you look at all the policies, incentivizing the taxation is not there. Then they push the law, and the law is the law, by the way.
Yeah.
If the law say for pay tax, you not get any qualms, you get for pay.
Exactly.
But what about the capacity for pay the tax, if it is not there? Now I make at times we say projection, but then we meet or we not meet. Because the tax collector, it count if you meet them.
Okay.
But if you not meet them, this is not a problem.
Okay.
There is another thing where now this GST threshold that we put down now, they don't ace up, which is good. Because a lot of crime they come around. If me own business, the turnover profit 100 million, then I therefore can become eligible to be registered as a GST.
Okay.
Now, what I be sell at a lower rate, we go make, I go feed me Pekin, I pay me Pekin school fees, and now get the burden for collect tax out of me own sell where they sell. So it means that you therefore can sell like other big shop they sell. So they not go left for buy to the big shop and come by to you. But now way they don't pull them at the brackets, they don't ace up back. It means that small business and they go able for complaint in an antomot.
Exactly.
So now I mean some of them tier, then perspective here then they consider when they develop a tax policy. And you know say the practice over time, I forget the Finance Act first before ever the appropriation bill when the budget, because the Finance Act in they provide the legal framework,
Exactly.
and then the appropriation bill in they authorize the Minister of Finance for spend on behalf of the government of Sierra Leone. So because of that connection, then I make the people that matter and consultation day and how you they consider for serve the very population when I get for generate the tax.
Okay, let's deal with the callers now. Let's turn the mic over to listeners and viewers on Facebook. We are discussing this morning on the show about budget credibility. Please call us on 079-994-993. Please keep your comments or question under 90 seconds. Good morning. You name and who you call from?
Lamin Samoa Koyato.
Yes, please go ahead.
Yeah. In this economy, all the actions that we SLPP don't fail this country. Now they can talk about summer boom. At least if we don't see produce, if not to Boku oneself, we for don't show example. But summer boom not succeed. Now they shift the burden on we the ordinary people. Jesus Christ say you see the speck for the other man here, the small one. Then the big one, now you know the see him. Anamta, SLPP close 7 up now this country. Under you watch, under His Excellency President Bio, cold storage, then don't close them. Under Pakaba, now then put Saratel in intensive care unit. Saratel the first die right now. But you always they talk about Paseki, close this. And you forget about the institutions that we SLPP don't close. Under you watch, for say you know they see them, and I'm saying you know they see them. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. I think you broadened the spectrum a little bit this morning. It's about budget credibility. Anyways, good morning. You name and who side you call from?
This is a bumper from St. John.
Yes, bumper.
Ganawa, well, look the debts where the government don't take these past 5 years. This kind of huge type of debt. Imagine, we don't see nothing. Then we now also we say they want to take you where Tomabo rest, where for be the bright example. We don't see nothing there. If government they go to debt, then we now they can pay for you feel say this rice issue is more timely because they look and say them for don't keep them for 2025. Let them for don't say for the pace inside this 1 year. You know, facing a more hunger, starvation, abject poverty, they can increase in this nation. Then you come to Mr. Bakar. You talk about the area of Nasi. I want to let you yourself know say people are money secure. and we expect more low-cost houses then. Nothing for them billion by now. Look at this scandal because of that. And look about how the minimal rate there. And also, order they monitor and regulate NASIT. Because people have money there at stake. Too much for this nation. Also, they see it's about blah, blah, blah. But what thing they go on now? It's not good for right about. Waiting now on a young comment towards that.
Okay. 0799994-993. Now the number where you go call for add your voice to the conversation this morning. I'll take a few more calls and come to we guest them at the studios. Good morning, name and who you call from? Yeah.
I call from Godrich Nakal the talk.
Yes, please go ahead.
Let who get national debate. The way people in the talk now this media now, APC SLPP will belong. But when national debate come, Lord say the fact, the country they suffer, but not till today start. When do they say the fact, the one they want to lead with and they understand what they happen. But when do they divert us to national politics, we all belong to APC or SLPP. It left to you side believing. When people in the debate on national, my brother, like what did the other caller say? What did the other panelists say? Who no need for big graduate for understand what they happen as alone. The ordinary man they suffer. The people that want to up there, not so today. From the days of Sheki coming to President Kuruma, you understand? Let us say the national something who they suffer, who they punish. And when, hello?
Yes, please go ahead.
Yeah, when did they look at issue? What did they happen? Taxes all over the world, taxes they build country. They look at the impact. When people in the field say that President Bio had taxes, they know I feel pity for some of these guys. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you. 0799994-993. I'll take two more calls and come to me guest them at the studios. Good morning. I'm
good morning, my brother.
Yes.
Thanks very much for the program. The program's so educative. I did listen to my brother talk about this debt business, debt servicing, tax. Lemon do say this debt what people talk about now accumulated debt from the past regime. Men not put like saying that this government can get this debt. They meet a huge debt, and when the government come, they make a loan. Say the debt with the previous regime left is so bloated and exorbitant that they need forfeit for now when they make this painful because the president is committed for service that debt. For them to get bad that bad books of the International Committee. So one tell the government take it with it together one day. No more what you would say, no we all come together as government, as country, devoid of party, follow FETAM, let the thing will find for all. Because if they bring account to parties and business, now we the man will suffer. You all know they are up there, they don't go for suffer. So now we come together as country. Now we set things together, let's move on. Thank you, Maurito.
Okay, thank you very much. 0799994-993. I'll take one more call and come to me guest them at the studio. Good morning, Saidu.
Morning, Saidu from Central.
Yes.
I want to ask you, your panelists in our studio, particularly Mr. Charawali. In 2014, government increased sales tax from 5% to 5.5%. The reason why they give, you can see the 0.5% to go to free health care. This year, they don't increase them from 5.5 to 6.5%. The other, this 1%, they say they go to education. I want to ask when they can make them budget deliberation there. Then money then they even a cable identify them at the budget or na the Ministry of Finance, the expenditure analysis as against the revenue, whether the language that they use now. Again, fencer, if it be a day, if it be day, I'm not going to know. Then you see, I know that people are asked.
Okay.
In 2018, when this government can power, they say all parastatals, including institutions like NRA and banks, government banks, therefore submit financial statement or the expenditure analysis to budget. So at least the government get for build them out, say they will build them out somehow. At the ask, when that thing begin, where the banks begin go, the insurance company, the way the government. So if NASIT not be there among, if NASIT not be ever submit a budget or then give a profile of the money where they don't collect or have them they invest them. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you very much. So those are the questions, those are the comments. Interesting. Saidu quite concerned about the spring fencing, so maybe Mr. Tayari will later deal with that. I'll start with you, Lawrence. You don't hear from the callers then. The common man perspective, just as how you be the talk about just now. Plenty people concerned, just in line with that.
Now, let's start first with the public debt. Now, in 2018, we debt portfolio been there around $1.5, $1.6 billion as of April 2018. Currently, as I tell you, we debt don't go to $3.1 billion. That is about a 50-something% increase. How did we get there? Yes, of course, certain debts, they will be the accrue interest, payment, and blah, blah, blah. But again, this current government as well don't take huge debts, particularly during the COVID period. You know, I mean, there was a whole lot of things for what we do during the COVID period. We've been forced government somehow for go trust money. Besides that, then we developed the thing called the debt clearance strategy. This is not something where IMF been forced them for do. Okay. Now, since that time to now, we're not able for like fully implement the debt clearance strategy. We mean say one, if governments consider now, government not for trust money the way get high interest, go for soft loans, go for grants more, particularly on grants. Now the emphasis there. Now if you look the Banda report between the period under review. We get limited grants. We can not reach 400 for a little over 400 million. So the amounts, not even half of when government be even project say will come inside as grants. Okay. And if you look the current budget they go and present, you see there is this huge estimation or projection for grants. We, of course, are not go forthcoming. Now, government is negotiating a $1.5 billion loan with the Chinese government for the construction of Lunge Bridge. Look, for me, I see that government gets some misplaced priorities. Feed Salon at the top of your agenda right now. So that is why you should be concentrated on. And President Bio, this investment forum where we presented $800 million feed saloon program where they encourage investors then for come. But the investment climate in Sierra Leone is not predictable. There is uncertainty in investment climate as well as the infrastructure for let investments thrive. Foreign direct investment, you talk about energy, you talk about water, I mean them roads, feeder roads or what have you. They are not there. I mean, the way they think along party lines or what have you, not all belong to APC or SLPP. They can mean so I know they. When I want to, if I want to go inside politics, I have to go form my own political party. So when we talk, we're not afraid. So if you look the taxation, now Statistics Sierra Leone conducted census of business establishment in 2022. The reports they make there was a few months ago. Now we get about 165,000 businesses the way the survey capture. Okay. Now, out of that, 48.2 thousand na permanent regular business establishments them. The rest went about 117.2 thousand. Now then small business and then buffer then you sabi them farmer markets then this way they call. Okay. These are non-permanent businesses. Okay. So we are the bulk of that taxes where government they introduce. You'd expect say now them people are when a tiny business then they addressing saloon, then business now they got tax then where they call it. And mind you, cost of living has gone up exponentially over the years. The last 2 years in saloon, believe me, don't turn like hell for some of we. Transportation cost, it don't more than double. Food prices don't quadruple. In fact, the poverty rates don't increase. As at 2019, the multidimensional poverty index will be there around 60-something% poverty in the country, multidimensional poverty index in the country. Now the World Bank, they project, say poverty don't increase. Added to that, you get all other household costs, then salary remain the same, but things stronger for people in this country. I think what's happening is that we get bookman in our government, no doubt. They are using or trying to find some complex PhD solutions to simple diploma or certificate problems. There.
Okay, that's an interesting one. I'll come to you straight away, Abubakar. There are questions with regards NACIT contributions, and I think, yeah, you get most of those questions.
Okay, so let's begin with NACIT. You know, sometimes people then can use trivial means for respond to burning issues where they're supposed to do without coercion or without any eyebrows. Because NACIT institution, like the caller, somebody be the ask, yes. I want to answer the aspect, say, if they're not send in a receipt or expenditure. Of course, inside we revenue and expenditure analysis, we publish for give evidence for say government, they publish every month a monthly fiscal report. That report then they rated and contain all who say government get revenue, it did. Government operating expenses, it did. So like where they ask for investment on free health care, investment on school feeding, that one and all the expenditure lines, it did. Ways and means, how government they take over drafts, how they service debt, a kindena then reports and the way to then credit, now then they publish timely.
Okay.
As opposed to before, where some of them they not been they happen. The month done until they pass 2 months into the 3rd month before they upload it happen inside January. So then they report on it. But what we talk now specifically about NACIT, now the social contribution the people then they, you know, the way you cut them at government level, you don't know, but NACIT for Guinea the profile.
Okay.
This January, now the social contribution this February, now the social contribution this, say to December. NACIT not they do that. Okay. And even now they know they do them. And if you want to rate the country, how will they perform, especially with them performance indicators and they, without NACIT, especially at the revenue side, we're not going for score. We're not ever score A.
Okay.
You understand? Because the transparency measure under that particular dimension, it requires for all government sources, let them do the profile.
Okay.
So for them at the profile, not in the aggregate form, but in the disaggregated form. And again, donor investment support. You understand? Say government, you don't budget for this. Donor they can do this. Where then they not mix by waiting government budget or waiting they give the allocations. One for let the ministry, department, and agencies go to report on this.
Okay.
In a disaggregated form. So that we go no say this year we'll get more government then can call them PIPs, private investment projects. So if now under Ministry of Tourism, now social investment coming and now the value this. Under agriculture, now this come, now the value this. So at the end of the day, we go know as a country, almost we contribute, almost international partner contribute, almost charity contribute, almost corporate social responsibility contribute.
Okay.
So we'll get a clear picture. And again, the other aspect of, I don't know if now bumper or somebody where they say, where they do the budget, whether they look for, or not.
NACIT from Central.
Yes. So sometimes, now a good thing for them in the room. But we get what to call meaningful participation. Some side, then you go just there, you go make your input, but at the end of the day, where the document come out, you know, go see your input reflect, right? With the try to say, they analyze most of government documents them, and they bring account to the public so that the public will understand because now their own resources.
Okay.
But at the same time, so alone and say not to all will be able to do because of funding constraint.
Okay.
So much as what we capture at the credibility report, we they look at how the government they receive money in terms of revenue and how they spend them. And the outside the problem they more on how they spend them because Lawrence talk about misplaced priorities, and when they talk about the increment in the budget heads, then they affect the performance indicator too, because when you get large budget heads, also that means they spend more on the government side than on the service delivery side.
Okay, I'll come to you, Ganawa. Quickly, you don't waiting Abubakar and Lawrence, and of course from the callers them as well. People are concerned. It's about budget, so everybody concerned about that.
So I think, say, for wrap up, very good presentation and submission from the two fine gentlemen here. I think, say, we get few things and we will look at. One, we really need to make sure, say, we look at expenditures and we expect we can to government expenditures. We get so many institutions where they in existence, we don't get business for they in existence, but they are creating them to give jobs to the boys. We really need to look into those things, very serious. And even the traveling, you see, waiting day out, 180 billion, understand? What are the things they get back from them traveling? So many people they travel, they go out, what thing they go come with, nobody know. So I think the government really need for curtail significantly, not over they put pressure on we for pay tax, and at the end of the day, the money that they use most of what they get are debt financing and salaries, wages and salaries. That they go. You actually you see capital expenditure project the way debt's not the money that they go into them. So I think we really need for look into that significantly as a country if we really want to make progress. And lastly, when people talk on debt, we know they look at debts now from, say, what APC been do, what SLPP been get, what SLPP don't can take. Not to that. We talk from an objective point. When you're in governance, whatever thing we resonate around them, now you need for manage them. Exactly. APC don't take them debts. Now one of the reasons and we make people vote them out. Now they come with una in, would expect to come in, we can correct them measure and take corrective measures and let the thing go. But things just they go as they go. So I don't want to let people and they trivialize things about SLPP, APC. We as Sierra Leoneans, now time to follow the ask questions. Not to just for ask questions, we continue for ask questions until we get the answers we want. I think so now the way and they forgo.
Okay, thank you very much, gentlemen. It's been quite a packed show this morning. This morning on the show, we talk about how credible is government budget credibility generally, citing the report we Budget Advocacy Network put out. Stay with us, don't go anywhere. This is the Epic Morning Show. When we come back, we'll have sport, entertainment, and of course, me, you, and the papers.
To be your own boss.
In a world where only the sharpest minds survive, Cowbell Dairy Products is delighted to present the Cowbell Capucines Challenge, a remarkable inter-secondary school quiz competition that brings Freetown secondary schools together to compete for the ultimate prize. The theme for this competition is nurturing the spirit of patriotism through civic education. This isn't your average quiz. It's an extraordinary showdown of intellects and wits. Who will claim the coveted grand prize and of course those all-important bragging rights? Get ready for a whirlwind of challenging questions, exhilarating rounds, and moments that will leave you in awe. As if that's not enough, we have fantastic prizes like trophy, cash, and Cowbell products up for grabs. It's not just a competition, it's a celebration of knowledge and talents. Mark your calendars for November 16 and 17, 2023 at the FPC Multipurpose Hall beginning at 9 a.m. sharp daily. Come cheer cheer for your school, support your friends, and be part of the excitement. Cowbell Capucines Challenge, engaging hearts, equipping minds. Proudly sponsored by Cowbell. Cowbell, a creamy goodness.
Cowbell, a creamy goodness.
So creamy, so good.
In a world where only the sharpest minds survive, Cowbell Dairy Products is delighted to present the Cowbell Capucines Challenge, a remarkable inter-secondary school quiz competition that brings Freetown secondary schools together to compete for the ultimate prize. The theme for this competition is nurturing the spirit of patriotism through civic education. This isn't your average quiz. It's an extraordinary showdown of intellects and wits. Who will claim the coveted grand prize and of course those all-important bragging rights? Get ready for a whirlwind of challenging questions, exhilarating rounds, and moments that will leave you in awe. As if that's not enough, we have fantastic prizes like trophy, cash, and Cowbell products up for grabs. It's not just a competition, it's a celebration of knowledge and talents. Mark your calendars for November 16 and 17, 2023 at the FPC Multipurpose Hall beginning at 9 a.m. sharp daily. Come cheer for your school, support your friends, and be part of the excitement. Cowbell Capucines Challenge, engaging hearts, equipping minds. Proudly sponsored by Cowbell. Cowbell, a creamy goodness.
Cowbell, a creamy goodness.
In a world where only the sharpest minds survive, Cowbell Dairy Products is delighted to present the Cowbell Capucines Challenge, a remarkable inter-secondary school quiz competition that brings Freetown secondary schools together to compete for the ultimate prize. The theme for this competition is nurturing the spirit of patriotism through civic education. This isn't your average quiz. It's an extraordinary showdown of intellects and wits. Who will claim the coveted grand prize and of course those all-important bragging rights? Get ready for a whirlwind of challenging questions, exhilarating rounds, and moments that will leave you in awe. As if that's not enough, we have fantastic prizes like trophy, cash, and Cowbell products up for grabs. It's not just a competition, it's a celebration of knowledge and talents. Mark your calendars for November 16 and 17, 2023 at the FPC Multipurpose Hall beginning at 9 a.m. sharp daily. Come cheer for your school, support your friends, and be part of the excitement. Cowbell Capucines Challenge, engaging hearts, equipping minds. Proudly sponsored by Cowbell. Cowbell, a creamy goodness.
Cowbell, a creamy goodness.
Okay, good morning again. It's still your epic morning show, and now I have with me in the studios guys from Cowbell. They get the Cowbell Capucines Challenge where they come up with a big competition. We involve high school students them, and of course all the promotions them way Cowbell they do at the moment. So now I get Amadou Bangura, we na the go-to market coordinator. Good morning, Amadou, and welcome to the show. And as well I get Kweku Pedu Afweni. I hope I got that right. We are the national sales lead. We'll get right into it, gentlemen. I'll start with you, Amadou. The Cowbell Capucines Challenge. Waiting in the debate.
The Cowbell Capucines Challenge, of course, the Cowbell Capucines Challenge now a multi-purpose vehicle where we use for different projects that we come on board as marketing and distribution coming in. But for the maiden edition, we decide for start with the quiz, where now a very important aspect where we decide for inculcate at this time.
Okay. Of course, the challenge big, and una get the quiz now where they come up. So maybe let's focus more on the quiz. Kweku, when this quiz here, so when it's scheduled for come up, and how many people now they look forward for bringing together?
Okay, thank you very much.
Yes.
The quiz is starting tomorrow.
Okay.
It's for 2 days, tomorrow and then Friday. The grand final, quarter final and grand final is on Friday. The premier stage is tomorrow.
Okay.
And then it's among 20 secondary schools, yeah, which will be held at FBC Multipurpose Hall. Yes.
Okay. So una don't already do the selection of these schools, or?
Yes, we did with collaboration with PAN.
Okay.
PAN, and then we had a way of doing it, and then we balloted the schools into groups.
Okay.
Into 4 groups.
Okay.
Yes.
And what in this quiz competition mean for Una Cowbell as an institution? Why Una decide to come up with a quiz competition in the first place?
Yeah, we know, for example, a lot of quiz competition don't happen the country, and when you look around quite recently, you find out like somehow they die down. And being as a country, Sierra Leone, we operate in a salon, so we decide for even merge them with a team. When you look at the team, you will see like a merge with waiting with the try for do. So like the Cowbell Capucins challenge, for example, the other countries like, for example, Nigeria also where they operate also get another challenge where themselves they do when the Cowbellpedia. So we na salon we decide for nationalize them and bring them to the Creole format wherein we call them Capucins, we never accumulate or gather ideas together.
Okay.
Yeah.
And in such an event, you need something where they encourage people them for participate. Don't they listen the jingle? So how is it going to be? Is it that when they give all of the participants them prizes, or there is specific for winners, Kweku?
Okay. From the beginning, all participants will be given, schools that are participating will be given some products for participating. And then the winner and the runner-ups will also be given additional products, package products, or prizes, and then there will be cash also added to it, but I can't mention the prices.
Okay, so that's a surprise.
Yes, that's a surprise. Yes.
Okay, that's nice. How I know definitely because it's a business entity, and all of this owner, do one way or the other, would have to connect to within Cowbell Day about. So how the Cowbell Capucins challenge connects to the business idea of Cowbell in itself?
First of all, when you get a product like food product, we of course we in a marketing and distribution company, we the market quality food products. Okay, we get all that, but we decide for make Cowbell as one of our premium product. So as a business entity, we decide for come up with this. Yeah.
Okay. So una come up with this particular initiative here, so bringing together secondary school, picking them for do quiz. Would the question be specifically related to Cowbell, the things they want to do, or just general questions?
Basically, the questions get for cut across. Of course, when you look at the team, you see like we talk about civic education, and civic education very important now a country. When you look at the team, nurturing the spirit of patriotism through civic education. So we get to forget questions from civic education. We get to forget questions where I would say related to the country and also we product.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Is the competition open, quick? Anybody can go, or I need a special invite for witness?
Yes. Unfortunately, we have about 250 invitation, right? For stakeholders and dignitaries. But notwithstanding, you can still come over, and if you have a school, your school represents, you can come over to come and chair your school to win. So it's not restricted to people who kind of like to individuals, but in the hall, we have 250 invitations to stakeholders and then dignitaries. But outside the multipurpose hall, people can come up and share their schools up for them to win. So it's open to everybody to come over. And
what time it starts tomorrow?
It's starting at 9 o'clock.
9 o'clock
on the dot.
Okay, that's nice. Yeah. Away from you talk about when we start. Finally, you talk about the fact, say the Cowbell Capucins initiative now a broad-based initiative, and the quiz in itself now just part of them. So is it an instance where they expect more other things them under the Capucins Cowbell Capucins brand for come up?
Yes, of course. I'm not going to mention all, but I will just mention one. For example, we get other things the way we go get for come on board with, for example, public speaking. Now, another very important component where we dey think about maybe by next year where we go incorporate. You know, we get other things them, as I say, now multi-purpose vehicle where we get for use for other projects them where we will come on board, but we start with the quiz competition, where very, very important. By next year we can decide for stretch to other areas.
Okay, finally, quick, waiting are some of the products that we Cowbell they offer.
Apart from the main Cowbell plain milk, we have different flavors. We have the Cowbell strawberry, we have the Cowbell choco malt, the Cowbell coffee, and the Cowbell mocha. Notwithstanding, we have other products in which Premium Divine Trading, we do market and distribute across the country. When we talk about the best Maggi in Sierra Leone, Onga Maggi, we are the main distributor over here in Sierra Leone. The best cereal food, Yum Vita. Yes, it's also distributed by us. We also have the beverage, which is Mixie chocolate and Mixie coffee, popularly known by your citizen as Mikish. That's how they call it, Mikish. And then we have the non-dairy creamer called Cremilla. So these are our main products we distribute. But as of now, we are concentrating on the Cowbell Capucines competition, but we have other products along.
Even me, I have my own. I have my Cowbell mug here.
Yes,
you know. Yes, yeah. And in just finally now, as we did go in terms of people we want for buy una products, them whether in wholesale or of course retail, you get them in shops, but in wholesale, who's I able to get such products?
In wholesale, for Freetown, we operate 3 different branches where we get Fobe Road, 51 Fobe Road, then we get Waterloo, then we get Sir Samuel Lewis Road, just the main road. Yeah. So not some three go straight for. For the provinces, we also operate Nabo, Kenema, and Makeni. Yeah, so now the inside and they will operate for now. Maybe in the future we can decide for stretch to other areas, but we decide for target the provinces that way. For example, in the north we get Makeni. We believe see the spillover effect for now go touch all the other parts in the north. Whilst the south and the east we get Boa and Kenema. Okay,
so there you have it, the Cowbell Capucines Challenge. They come up tomorrow, and you want to go there and support your school. The event will be hosting at FBC Multipurpose Hall. I'll definitely be there to cheer my school on, and I hope they win.
Which school?
I would not give you the name. Anyways, thank you very much, gentlemen. Stay with us, don't go anywhere. This is the Epic Morning Show. We'll be back shortly.
In a world where only the sharpest minds survive, Cowbell Dairy Products is delighted to present the Cowbell Capucines Challenge, a remarkable inter-secondary school quiz competition that brings Freetown secondary schools together to compete for the ultimate prize. The theme for this competition is nurturing the spirit of patriotism through civic education. This isn't your average quiz. It's an extraordinary showdown of intellects and wits. Who will claim the coveted grand prize and of course those all-important bragging rights? Get ready for a whirlwind of challenging questions, exhilarating rounds, and moments that will leave you in awe. As if that's not enough, we have fantastic prizes like trophy, cash, and Cowbell products up for grabs. It's not just a competition, it's a celebration of knowledge and talents. Mark your calendars for November 16 and 17, 2023 at the FBC Multipurpose Hall beginning at 9 a.m. sharp daily. Come cheer for your school, support your friends, and be part of the excitement. Cowbell Capucines Challenge, engaging hearts, equipping minds. Proudly sponsored by Cowbell. Cowbell, a creamy goodness.
Creamy goodness.
Hello, good morning. Today, the midweek edition of Sports Update on the Epic Morning Show. And of course, Inside Sports Update this morning with me, Regina Boyanusoya. Sierra Leone go kickstart the 2026 World Cup qualifiers campaign against Ethiopia today at the Al Abdi Stadium, 7 p.m. Saloon time. And of course, Inside Sports Update as well this morning. Kwame Kui scored on in Premier League debut yesterday against Lua FC. And of course, Inside Sports Update, CAF Coach of the Year has nominated them for the best football female coach. Them already CAF don't release the nominees. Them you get Nana Joe Adakwa, of course you get Lowy Fazili. We also don't be nominated by CAF, and we get Madel Oskwari and Muhammad Alim Askula. And Morocco head coach, which is Reynal Perros, and you get Randy Weldron and the other nominees as well. Still Inside Sports Updates, Cole Palmer, Rico Lewis, and Enzo Consa the report for the first England senior debut after them been take part in the training session yesterday. And of course, 7 Nigerian players don't be nominated for the African Women Player of the Year award. One of them now the Barcelona superstar Ashiat Oshola, we scored yesterday. In fact, now the Women's Champions League for Barcelona. Of course, she has been nominated, and of course, Chimaka Nadosi, where they play in professional football for Paris female team in France. Of course, you get Christy Uchebi, also don't be nominated by CAF, Osinachi Aholi, Richford Ajabi, Anthony Pani. They all don't be nominated. And final Inside Sports Update this morning. Reigning world 100-meter champion Sha'Carri Richardson don't congratulate 5 times finalists of the World Athletics Award, Women World Athlete of the Year. Well, all this we get Inside Sports Update this morning with me, Reginald Brian Ostoya. And remember, at 11 a.m. this morning, we go look at the Sierra Leone versus Ethiopia match. We go play at 7 p.m. Saloon time in Morocco. Till then, goodbye.
Good morning and welcome to Epic Entertainment Buzz with me, Therese. Inside the entertainment deck today, Drake and J. Cole get for go on a tour together for the first time inside January. Youngdu currently they work on his first EP where he set for release anytime soon. As fan of Youngdu, don't say if Youngdu drop in song where he strong like Asake in yon EP where he be don't drop, maybe he go be nominated for the Grammy Awards just like Asake. Rima in O2 Arena show means sold out as the show may happen last night with over 19,000 plus people where go there and then feel Afrobeat. Jezino in Sing Butter My Bread don't enter the Billboard US Afrobeat song chart and it day number 50. And also in the first Liberian artist for enter the USA Billboard Top Afrobeat chart. South African singer Tyler don't set for release the remix of his breakthrough song where it titled Water. So who do I think say it will feature on this In Water remix? We don't see Usai Mr. Isidore reveal say Infadelo no gets private jet and in the fly commercial most times. So we don't know if you want for Infadelo get a private jet, so you know go fly commercial. And also we see say singer as a kid just don't release slowly at the top remix. Usai it don't be future 5-time as Grammy winner. But let me not forget say the Ultimate Mix Carnival they come to you December 16 at Moriton Field. Usai where you go the Ultimate Mix one pot where they give you all the vibe, all the energy where you need for feel for make you know say yes na carnival you go. And also the Born Beach Party will be December 23 na the Beach Cafe for just 100,000 euros. Small money, beaucoup enjoyment. Kale we can cut big cake, pop champagne, you know, let we can jolly, let we can dance, let we come with the Christmas, the festive vibe, and definitely you no go regret them. Not forget say at 4 p.m. Epic Drive they come to you. Usai we go get boku thing them for discuss the entertainment decks, for let you know you artists and other things that you feel say you get for no. Well, now all these I get for you today. Now the ANT balls with me, Therese.
Dream record pollution in the building. Firebox. Watch me.
Assalamu alaikum. Wa alaikum salam. Oshe, wa alaikum salam. Atowe wata. Those people want yes you know. Atowe wata. Where you find if you don't say you born October, also the one that we born November and December, una don't ready. Because Kusaiden Ski Big Monty they celebrate one big birthday party. So make it a point of duty. Usaid Ski Big Cakes they go there for court, the champagne go there wire, the music go there butter. So if you don't say you born October, November and December, now you turn for check body and the biggest beach birthday party. When a perfect arrangement, well organized, for the one that we born inside this 3 months. Come witness the sweetness, expect greatness, take picture them and chill with the celebrities. Let we jam body together. Enjoy the same birthday, now the biggest big birthday party. For the one that we born October, November and December. Tickets and they out now for sale. West Standard, now 100 millions. Couples best tickets, now 250 millions. VIP table for 6, now 1,500 millions. And VVIP table for 8, now 2,500 millions. Saturday, December 23. Now something go be. Right now beat a lonely. Sharp 7 o'clock evening time. Everything go down begin. This backyard beat party powered by Priority Solution and sponsored by Orange Money, BNB, Media Partners, Epic Radio, and Slick TV.
I hope that our visitors would listen to this song carefully, because it's true. They're trying their best to stop our progress with bad propaganda. I mean the foreign press. Bad things are blown out of proportion and spread all around. But the good things of the island they will never mention. Like our scholars have sit and passed every test. There's nothing about that in the foreign press. You know our music.
Okay, welcome back. This is the Epic Morning Show, and it's now time for the newspaper review. On our core newspaper here this morning, the headline, APC, SLPP, and other political parties unite to chart path for peace, conflict resolution, and revised criminal procedure bill 2023 promises swift justice, says the Attorney General. And new Finance Act allocates 7% for agriculture, says Financial Secretary. And 5% tax implementation must ensure credibility in 2024, urges Budget Advocacy Network coordinator. And Paramount Chief admits guilt to breach of ethics and self-regulation. On the exclusive this morning, Cherikoko boost Kube fire victims, and the World Bank wants a loan, cut down on travel expenses, risk of external debt distress, and high overall risk of debt distress, and 180 billion spent on overseas traveling. These are the headlines on The Exclusive. And on Premier newspaper this morning, Paramount chief admits wrongdoing, and LRMG champions empowerment and education through generous donations, and Deputy Trade Minister engages investor. We are well prepared and determined. That's according to the Leon Stars head coach Amidou Karim. And on the New Citizen, no price control. And will Samura Kamara lead APC after December? That's a question there. And why President Momo established a military academy. These are the headlines on the New Citizen. And on Starlight newspaper, over New Finance Act 2024, Financial Secretary speaks. And Leon Rock Metal Group champions empowerment and education through generous donations. And Orange empowers young entrepreneurs at the 2023 this National Youth Entrepreneurship Fair with lucrative opportunities. And Chadi 2024 Finance Act will increase hardship on families. That's according to the Executive Director of CHRDI. And Concord Times versus Milty Magai Technical Universities, PRO separating facts from fables, and UNOPS commissions biogas system drainage facilities for Susan's Bay community. Those are the headlines on Concord Times. And finally, on the Global Times newspaper, CIO receives prestigious award, and import duty will not increase rice price. That's quoting the Minister of Finance. And York Village headman jailed. These are the headlines on Global Times. So there you have it. Those are the headlines this morning. This morning, just before the papers, we will talk about budget credibility. And right across the papers, of course, there are issues there relating to budget credibility. But importantly now, the protest we be getting at Salonia. So there is news now that the judiciary is set for judgment. Those whom were involved, the rioters, them will be arraigned them before the court, and the matter was already before the court. Then lawyers them don't get an opportunity for raise the defense system with such people be get, and now the court is set for judgment. So we get for come talk to Elkas Sano, we are the public relations officer for the judiciary of Salone, for tell we more on that. Good morning, Elkas.
Good morning.
Yes, welcome to the show. So the judiciary is set for give judgment in the matter we involve people and will be involved pan the riot. You want to give me more insight into that?
Yes, good morning, Freetown. Good morning, Epic Radio. The judgment where the Salone Judiciary or where the court, magistrate court for deliver na Friday, not today as misrepresented by social media bloggers them. Of course, the principal magistrate na Pademba Road been get some of them cases then, but they may not deliver judgment, then they may not convict and sentence the accused people where then they run in jail time right now at the Milk Correctional Center in Pademba Road. The other one now also Magistrate Court number 3, where they will deliver judgment on Friday.
Okay.
Certainly, the magistrate will have a look at the overwhelming evidence we adduced before the court, whether it feels it form the threshold for able to convict or whether for discharge or acquit then accused people. But as it is, because me not to the magistrate and the magistrate in the president of in court, and get that sole responsibility, sole decision without any influence because of the independence of the bench. Therefore, it will deliver in judgment on Friday. When he deliver the judgment on Friday, I shall say if you give me the opportunity on Monday, I can able to bring on a comprehensive report on the count charges them against the people them and the conviction against the accused people them or the acquittal or discharge. Depending on the outcome of the judgment will be delivered by the magistrate of court number 3 in Rosewood Court.
Okay, that's fair enough, Elkas. But finally, would it be an open court situation there wherein journalists and people were able to attend and witness?
The judiciary over time been shrouded in putting most journalists or civil society activists in the call secrecy. Over time, the judiciary don't open up. Why make the judiciary don't open up? Because we feel say for enhance accountability, transparency in the entire judicial process.
Okay.
Therefore, you go agree with me say the judiciary of Salone is open up now than ever before. In all what they do, they make sure say journalists and they are the center of everything what they do. Because we want make people in the tell we own story. We want make all language journalists and they report independently without being influenced. Now for also add to the credibility of the entire process. For also give confidence in the independence and impartiality of the judiciary, so that people will continue for trust the judiciary and people will continue for get confidence in what the judiciary they do. Now than ever before. Now that make they make sure say everything what they do is open, transparent, and they always invite journalists them when time reach with the same notice. Now with judiciary communications group, almost all journalists in this country, they civil society activists and they, so that now them they represent the people them. Now then they use as a transmission bell for pass the message to the public. Like when they do so, when they interview me or when they call me on behalf of the people them, so that the public will understand within the obtain a court.
Okay, thank you very much, Elkas. Thank you for talking to us.
Welcome.
Yes, so in name na Elkas Sano, na the public relations officer for the judiciary of Sierra Leone. And this morning, he will talk to we about how the court is set for deliver judgment in the matter we involve people them we then tag as rioters, and then they could be on Friday. Of course, the outcome of that day is something we will talk about later. But away from that, just before we open the phone line, still in relation to finances, on Global Times had a report this morning that import duty no go increase rice price, when are something when a major concern for all Sierra Leoneans, considering the fact say amid several other pointers them way they inside the Finance Act and things like that. One key concern with Sierra Leoneans them get now with regards to the rice price. But according to the financial secretary, then they no go affect the price of rice. It is a thing of wait and see though. The Finance Act they come into effect next year, January. Then we go get for know whether at all then they not true or not true. But then you can call we now 079-994-993. Call and add your voice to the conversation this morning. Good morning. Your name and who you call from?
Dauda Dwazak.
Yes.
Yes, brother. Thank you very much. They bring them people then for can't talk on economy. I mean, all this week, what they talk about finance, art, budget, this and that. Don't so we sensible people then say we economy they in a deep crisis, serious crisis, we people they begin for tell we then why we don't go left a debt of so this and that. Everybody being confused past today when somebody don't talk saying about 1.something billion debt where then we don't go being left now with the 3.something billion dollars debt. We can one for us we save this debt. What people do with that money they we then go trust. This not the question we know they see, So this now real crisis with economy they inside like where which man they call a nemesis. Now one before this country. Now they man call a nemesis nine don't for done at this country about economy. So that they will get for say we have to do about that. Before I go, my brother, another crisis we don't for done at this better result we don't come out. For God's sake, government get in passing mark. Principals then don't make their own passing marks. Picking them they get 18, aggregate 18, aggregate 19. Principals then don't draw aggregate 14, 15. You will get aggregate 18. Then you go now the school where you put 4. Then say, yeah, now aggregate 14, no more would they take.
Okay.
If you not get that aggregate, believe me, they know they ask for less than 4 million, 5 million. Ministry of Education.
Okay, Short Save Ministry of Education. They listen then don't note that particular points. The 079994993 na the number where you go call for add your voice. Good morning, you name and who side you call from.
Hey James.
Yes.
How are you?
Fine.
Johnny.
Yes.
Yeah, man. Let's start me phone up. Let not be very hopeless about the economy. We have a hope. Let not sound too hopeless that there's no hope in the economy. Things are working. And the debt now accumulated. As people there for the list sign in the program, this debt and accumulated debt. And we stand the prospect of debt waiver for this COVID. The G20 meets na India, I think 2 months back. They sounded that up. Africa leaders can go. They say, "Bo, we're not supposed to give concession then debt." And they're for giving money first, big money. This climate change, we bear the brunt, but we contribute little or nothing to climate change, comparatively to industrialized countries. But we feel the effect of it. So they get for giving money back again. That money for Sheba. G7 meet, G20 meet. So no sound too hopeless.
Okay.
If we sound too hopeless, God is vexed for we. You forget the hope. Muslim Christians be hopeful. No, not be hopeless.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you. 079994993 na the number where you go call 9:13 at the time from with studio clock. I'll take a few more. Good morning.
Hello?
Yes.
Yeah, 14.
Yes.
Bumper.
Yes, Bumper.
14. You see, no, the member pass. Yeah, you said help me do research. PMB, na pakaba, na inclusion, na immediately. Na make PMB rate. ATC, where they say they all make operate.
And Bumper.
You know, na pass.
Yes, I know.
Yeah,
the point is, the discussion this morning is on budget credibility.
Budget, exactly,
Thank
sir.
you.
No, now where you right. Then now where one caller they talk about, but don't talk about the president. Now they feel, low count to what this very budget. This debt we sold them don't suit. For you. Now wages and salary now in the left and part. Where by right, if they shape and say 5 million, all Sierra Union, all managers. But look no more, not no impact no day. And don't forget this happen na say na Pujon. Where President Bio go dey. You know the Chief Kai tell her, he say also EBK left. He say 30 days, the world not have for which side they talk. If expire, what is about true? He talk about lie. It in the news. Why didn't here for B? People need to go to this debt. This debt not they reflect on we. Now they can impose tax back on we. For make the genuine investor there, they pull out. Usa we they go bo. Oh, look about the minimum wages right now. You know even reach 1 million. Then look how else they come now to say towards this 800,000 because of quality. Then also they go if tomorrow. Say now a case study for where government for don't make name. Look what them pump, not I mean 35 million US dollar. You know most money than they. Okay. Now make even so the investor they don't fear right now for even pumping the money. Then they scared because it's about pocket. You know they reflect on ordinary people them. Also how they go and take this nation to now.
Okay, 079 994 993. Call we and add your voice to the conversation this morning. Good morning, Namtak.
Yeah, good morning, my brother.
Yes.
Thank you very much. My brother, I look hype this morning. But I can't put it bottom. Now, my brother, the game here, again about if you never pull on. So this, seriously, I listen, my brother, some of who they watch international news, and necessarily they watch, but deliberately they make like they watch news and listen. This G7 summit, what they do, India, the South Africa president, Cyril Ramaphosa, they talk strongly for Africa countries for debt waiver. And then consider that very much say they will consider that one day for debt waiver. And this climate change business, forget the money to much affected countries. And the Tanzania Salon now one prone, disaster prone countries where the climate change affect. So we start a better chance for them money the day. So when you get government where they're going for it, and when you check the regime the way they always make salon, they pull that for we. Now this is SFP government. Pakabana make they pull that for we. And this leadership now, other President Bio, is never perfect for them. We have the back that away, they may not have give it.
Okay.
So I want to tell them thank you for that one day, and not continue for pray.
Okay.
What do you mean they say for Selenan? Let we all the open pray. Let me what I say, no become hopeless. Indeed, let we hopeful at all times. Let we be always not be optimistic in life. Say by God the power of this country, who go pray, say God make you better.
Okay.
APCSAPB, you go pray after you better.
Okay.
Before we begin, we never give them. You have a better. Don't go the next one. I would say, oh, we begin at the fine side.
Okay.
Thank you, my brother.
Thank you. 079-994-993. I'll take 3 more calls and then we go wrap up this morning. Good morning. Your name and who side you call from?
Yeah, good morning.
Yes.
My name is Afra, I call from this station.
Yes, please go ahead.
Yes, at least I don't listen to the program this morning. But I just want for make we suggest what we could do. All of their criticism or grumbling or this stuff. What we go do, it will be the problem. We will solve so that we all go enjoy this country. I think we need for the think about that kind of things, and then I will talk about who we criticize, but who we not bring no solution can for solve the problem. So we think about the solving the problem that we blame, and that's for me your contribution more towards the country in progression.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you. 079-994-993. Call we and add your voice to the conversation this morning. Good morning. You name and who side you call from?
I mean, Samuel Kweyato.
Yes.
Budget sincerity.
Credibility.
You know, the insincerity by the budget force. How you go table a budget when you not get the money? That enforce now insincerity in itself. You get for sure of how much you get, like the budget on. But the budget on something we not get, that means you not get for deliver. And before this time, the argument in this country, APC don't take huge debt, they affect this country, Around 2021 or 2022, now it come out with the SFPP government under President Bill don't take more debt than APC. Now they turn their silence about that talk themselves now. They need to talk about debt against them. Insincerity in this country. Okay. People not sincere with this country. If we really talk about debt for the past government, why not talk now and this way, baby? Put pressure upon them and then seize the amount of debt in the sick.
Okay.
But no, now just the past government no more will have it by the Europa. You say tax waiver. In case they no then debt waiver, in case it not happen. Not to suffer for this country. If you go up debt waiver, so you take boku debt. If they no waiver now.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. 079-994-993. Call we and add your voice to the conversation. Good morning, your name and who side you call from?
Yeah, this is Abdul. I call from region.
Yes, Abdul.
And a big me one big Sierra but one two in their mogul. We always be talk about the past. We don't pass already. Anything we do now, no, we fight against the present we did. No, we fight them so we can go forward. If anything the way they go wrong now in this present day, no, we think about it. The past has already gone. But we still they use this mind for the call on the past. It means you they support the present from bad. And we will stop that. This nation not go ever go before if we not stop for the call on the past, for the take and assume as the present.
Okay.
Who say we go get right for do something when a straightforward something where we know they forget about the past. And then they need to talk only in this country. No, we left that. Push the nation forward doesn't mean we for the always bring the past.
Okay.
Present is the right way.
Okay, thank you very much. The time from we studio clock now 9:37, and so we they bring the cutting down to today's show. We're so sorry if we're not able for pick you call. Of course, thank you very much to those who on the watch we on Facebook and you wait on the listen we on radio, and as well those that have been watching us on Sleek TV. Plenty thank you to me producers them, Vandy, Theresa, and Dictionary. And plenty thank you to the man behind the mixing chamber, DJ Wonder himself. Thank you to the guys at Sleek TV and of course to Choice FM. We don't help for bringing the program to you this morning. Not forget, say we Epic Carnival, they come up on the 16th of December. Yes, indeed, it's gonna be epic. It's the Epic All Team Mix Carnival, and all team indeed get for mix. And me and DJ Wonder, of course, get we rap battle and something we will prepare for heavily. So you don't want to miss that. Definitely, you gotta come there. Keep it locked to Epic Radio till we meet tomorrow. I have been your host, James Fortune.